Things that we dream about when we're coming up. Say, D Black, you're top 10 in Africa. D Black, you have the best hip hop song. Why should I care what
others are saying?
Not others. People who are not rapping. People who don't have a successful career in this field that we are in are saying, if I've been able to be successful at what I do that you say you don't like, I've been able to be successful at it and put food on the table for myself and my family, build businesses, be successful, win awards, perform all over the world from the age of 24 till now. If I've been able to do that with this rap that you say is not, it's not nice.
I struggle to find the right words to describe this particular guest of mine because he is a master of all fields. Yes, an entrepreneur, artist manager, and a giant within the showbiz industry. And oh, I also forgot to state that he is the enjoyment minister. Yes, I know you're gradually catching the clues, but let's take this quick breather. When we come back, we'll find out who my guest is for today's episode of Talkertainment. You are watching Ghanaweb TV, and I am your host, Elsie Lama. We'll be right back. And we are on for this episode of Talkertainment right here on Ghanaweb TV, and I have here with me the enjoyment minister.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Such an honor seeing you in person, and I've been seeing you afar. Yeah, at events. So yeah, this is like the first one-on-one.
Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure is all mine. Okay, so on a lighter note, the enjoyment minister phrase, how does it come up?
So it's a bit of a long story, but when Castro's situation happened in 2015, 2016. I took a break from music because the most popular songs I had were Sefa with him, and then Personal Person with him as well. And I didn't feel comfortable going on stage to perform those songs when it wasn't like we had said Castro had passed away. They couldn't find his body, so we're still looking. And then I'm on stage performing the songs. I just felt like it was wrong. So I took a break from music at that point, and I went into the hospitality and events business. So I started my nightclub, I started an events company, and a lot of the stuff I was doing was enjoyment. The nightclub, doing these festivals and Tropical Fiesta and Kundum Festival and stuff. It was a lot of partying and enjoyment. So my friends started saying, hey, enjoyment. So when I was coming back to the music, and I was recording my album in 2021 when I decided, okay, I'm coming back to music. After 6 years, I did a song with Stoneboy.
Yes.
And Kwame IMP. And I didn't have a title for the song.
And then you use Enjoyment.
So I said, you know what, I'll make the Enjoyment Minister the title of the song and use it as my new AKA to usher me back into the music industry. And that's
really, it went well. That song is one of my favorites, actually. It did so well. So I've been watching your posts, especially ones. Where do you get the energy to party all night long? Like, how?
If you're getting paid to party, you do the same thing. Because for a lot of people, it's no work.
Because D Black can party for 24 hours.
I actually can. I earn my own rent. Back when I first started, I could do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But now I could do maybe Friday, Saturday, nah. Then I'll probably do Sunday sometimes. But I can't do 3 days anymore.
To see how
and then maybe Saturdays because I might have to perform somewhere, and then I got kids now. Sometimes you have to spend time with the kids and stuff like that. So I can't really do it as I used to when I was in my late 20s and mid 20s.
Okay, so have you thought of channeling this whole minister title into maybe delving into something, more official? Like,
Political.
Okay, let me put it this way. What would you do different if you were the creative arts minister?
This is a big conversation. I can't.
Okay, 3 top things.
First thing is we don't have a royalty collection society that's accountable.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. So that would be shutting down Gamero, Kosga, Musica, and restructuring new body to take over the roles that they are supposed to play.
Yeah.
Because the Royalty Collection Society for musicians and producers in Ghana isn't doing what it's supposed to do. There's no accountability. So shut that down. Musica as well.
Yeah.
Probably shut it down and create a new union to run affairs. We've seen different presidents come and go, but nothing really we can speak about at the top of our voices and laud or clap and say, yes, this body has done this for musicians in the country. And also educating the music industry, especially executives, on trends and how music has changed and how dynamic and how you can treat it as a serious business.
Yeah.
A lot of artists have managers who are just people that they trust or childhood friends. I feel like a lot of learning and training has to go into that to make our music industry more viable. So 3 things. That's a lot, but you asked for 3, so.
Okay. And these 3 things are also like, top-notch stuff that you are hitting the core.
Yeah, a lot of artists, so our industry has a lot of talent, a lot of creative people, but a lot of people don't understand the business of the music and what goes on in the back. It's all about pay me now and teaching or training or imparting knowledge from people who are more experienced into the young music executives will go a long way to push our industry. And I know a few people are doing it on their own, but if I was in that position, like you said, it will also, it's something that I'll probably put my back into making it happen, especially in Ghana.
Yeah. Speaking of artists and artist management, recently there have been conversations about artists and their fallouts with their managers and stuff like that. Let's play the devil's advocate here, because we've heard a lot from the artists saying, my manager did this, my manager did that. What do you think the managers are doing wrong? As a business executive, what do you think the managers are doing wrong?
I don't think anybody's perfect, and the music industry as we know it doesn't have a lot of people that the young ones can look up to and say, I learned this from this person, or I learned this from this artist manager. Everybody's learning, everybody's growing. People can fault. I've heard countless stories myself. Artists, I'm on both sides. I'm a business executive in the music industry, and I'm also an artist.
Yeah.
And you can make mistakes on both fronts. A lot of people also treat their careers like it's a personal thing. A lot of people need to understand that it's also business. Putting structures in place and having solid agreements. When you sign a deal, when you guys are deciding, no matter how close you are, at this point in which the music industry is, I feel like having lawyers present is very important. But an artist who hasn't grown to a certain level might think is a waste of money involving a lawyer to look at your contracts, to guide you on what to sign and what not to sign. These things also prevent certain things from happening. When lawyers are involved, it's not he say, she say, what's in the paperwork. And these are all mistakes that we make coming up. I've made those mistakes coming up. I know people who made those mistakes. So it's a double-edged sword. Artists will make mistakes. Management will make mistakes. But it's for the love of the music. We learn, we grow, and we try and do better for ourselves.
Yeah, sure. So do you think as they go on, the issue of familiarity and emotions also coming.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. On both sides, artists will get comfortable, managers will get comfortable, things will happen. But I feel like I said, we're all growing in this industry. Everyone will make mistakes. It's about learning and trying to do better and making the industry more lucrative in the long run.
Yeah. Still on management of artists, how is it different? How is managing a female artist different from managing a male artist in this male-dominated industry?
You know, I'm not an artist manager.
Yeah, business executive.
So I own a company, and then I decide that I want this person to take care of this artist for me. So in the case of somebody like Sefa, her manager is called Emmanuel. So Emmanuel worked for me at my events company, he worked for me at the nightclub, and I decided take care of Sefa's career from this point. We're going to invest X amount, and then you take over. Sefa is not difficult at all. She's been a lovely experience, and she's, you know, females in the industry take longer to blossom and also get to the next level of their careers, you know, and it's been 6-7 years of seeing Sefa grow, and it's been smooth. I think I was very lucky and privileged to be able to work with her. A lot of people say managing female artists is difficult, but it hasn't been difficult with Sefa. It's sometimes we clash on ideas and direction, but besides that, I think it's been a nice experience.
When I had a chance to speak to her, she told me about how initially when she started with you, people were speaking into your ears that she's not bringing in profits, you are not seeing anything coming from her, and that you should give up on her. Did you at any point in time feel the need to let her go?
Never. Well, you see, as much as you see me as a business executive, I invest in artists for the love of music also. And I believe in people regardless of whether they're bringing in money or not. I know it takes a while. I personally started making music at the age of 16, seriously, and I only started making money at the age of 24. It took me 8 years, so I never once said, "Oh, let me let her go." What only thing I will urge like investors or people who are in the same position as me to do is to have the passion and the love for the artist or the craft or music before you jump in, because if it's ultimately about money, you get frustrated.
Before Sefa came, and even after Sefa came, you've had other people on your label, and
Sefa came with 5 others.
Sefa came with 5 others. Okay, so yes, that brings us to that. She came with other people, but we only get to hear of Sefa. Do you think the other people are not pulling their weight as they should? And as a business executive, do you have an experience where you've had to suffer losses with artists that have not given you value for your money?
You know, when I embarked on a journey of signing like these 6 artists, I knew that all 6 of them were not going to be a success story. This music industry takes not just talent, it takes resilience and it takes hard work, and you have to want it more for yourself than I want it for you. I can't get ready before you for your interview.
Yeah.
I can't remind you that you have an interview constantly. So a lot of people felt like maybe I was too hard on them. That was one. A lot of people felt like they could not wait, because I believe in paying your dues and growing. I have an artist that we're going to release called Paul now, and he's been signed for 1.5 years. He is still going through artist development. I feel like people have to go through that. And some people were not ready to go through that. People felt like, look, this is my time. I've paid my dues. I got to go now. But one of the people who was ready to grow and learn was Sefa. And I can't speak on what they've done with their careers since then. But once we decided we're going to go with Sefa first, I can say it's been a successful period. You know.
All right. So on this note, let's take a quick breather. When we come back, we have more for you. You're still watching Talkertainment here on Ghanaweb TV. We are back from that quick breather. If you just joined us, you're watching Talkertainment here on Ghanaweb TV, and I'm still here with the Enjoyment Minister, D Black. Yeah. So before we went on break, we're talking about issues that has got to do with artist label and stuff like that. Now let's delve into business. As first, let me ask this: as an artist, business executive, and a businessman, how do you combine all that?
It's difficult. It's really difficult. This is a personal discovery. I realize that when you focus on these passions of yours, one will ultimately suffer. So when you see me not putting music out, it means my focus has been heavily on the hospitality business during that period. When you see me putting music out, it means I've relaxed on that front. When you see me not putting music out, I mean I'm focused on the new artists that we're working on. Or maybe we're doing a tour, we're doing a festival, you know. So for all of them to be successful, it's a lot of hard work. It takes time and it takes resilience to be able to find that balance. And also your personal life, you know, away from television and cameras and stuff, also needs to be in that equation as well. So it's not easy, it's very difficult. From the outside, a lot of people might look at it and say, he has a song on the radio, is big, his club is doing well, but it's really, really, really difficult managing human beings from different walks of life who work. The number of people that work in the businesses that I run are about 102 plus, and it keeps growing. It's difficult taking care of all these people, and the cost of living in the country keeps rising. Salaries are not going up because goods and services are going up. It's difficult, you know, juggling all of this.
Yeah. So let's talk about nightlife. With your field of work and the kind of thing you do, I know you have traveled, you've seen nightlife in other countries as compared to Ghana. You know, when you talk about the economy, nightlife is one of the things that boosts the economy that I'm sure a lot of people don't even know about because they undermine it. Do you think Ghana or Accra, which is the capital city of Ghana, would be rated among the top 3 African countries with the most vibrant?
Yeah, I saw a chart that said top 10 nightlife destinations in the world. Accra was number 8. Nigeria was number 4 in the world. So that means Ghana, Accra is number 2 in Africa. And I saw this maybe about 2-3 weeks ago. It was all over social media. And not because I'm Ghanaian, I feel like yes it is, because I've traveled around and I've seen quite a bit, and only a couple countries nightlife scene can compare to Ghana or Accra's nightlife scene. Maybe Southern Africa, and yes, Nigeria.
The Nigerians say, "And no party like a Lagos party."
It's Ghana, trust me. If I had to rate, I'll say Ghana number 1, South Africa 2, Nigeria 3.
Wow. What about Nairobi and Marrakesh and the other ones?
No, I've gone to Kenya.
Really?
No. They don't understand
Kenya,
it.
they're BS. I'm sure. Yeah. Anyways, let me just leave it. I don't want to spark any country.
But you know, the Nigerians also contribute heavily to the Ghanaian the Ghanaian nightlife
Yes.
scene are heavily,
Yeah.
the Nigerians are heavy contributors to the
I
scene.
hear they are the heavy spenders.
Yeah.
The
Very,
Odogus.
very, very
The
true.
ballers.
Yeah. And there's a few Nigerian owners of establishments here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few clubs and lounges that are owned by Nigerians as well.
I
So
see.
apart from just being customers, they're also investors. So big ups to Niger for sure.
What's the most challenging part of managing a nightclub business in Ghana?
Consistency. There's new places all the time. So how do you keep your place exciting enough for people to come every weekend? That's the most difficult part. What makes your place so exciting that we don't go to the other spots and keep coming to your place? And you know, when I first started off, I think this is year 9 for me. I started when I was in my late 28, 29. There were only a few nightclubs. So after 2 years, I did another one. But now they're like 100. So why your place? You can't be coming because of D Black all the time. You see me. You see me on TV. So why are you coming? What experience? So creating those experiences is the most important thing for me. And I think it's the most difficult thing to do because you have to tap into the right experience for your audience. Your audience has to appreciate the experience.
There's been a popular notion that, like you said, it's hard to stay consistent in Accra, like, you know, in terms of running. But there have been assertions that usually, I don't want to mention him, but there are some clubs in Accra that have been consistent for several years in running, such that people have carved the idea that they could be, you know, doing something fishy to keep their business active, maybe juju or something.
I've heard.
Does it happen?
I believe so.
Wow.
I strongly believe so. However, I don't think that these things last forever. You know, if you don't believe in God, God is the ultimate. Whatever smaller or lesser God you go to for powers to push your business, there will always be, you pay the price. You know, so it's not something that I'll encourage. I've never even thought twice about involving myself in that. I feel like if you believe in God and you pray to God and you work hard and you're passionate about what you do, you always see success. No shortcuts. Go the right way. And then you'll be able to establish yourself in this business. There's a lot of people that don't feel the same way I feel, that also want to go that route. We can't all believe in the same thing. But my belief is hard work, God, consistency, and passion. Just be passionate about what you do. I love what I do so much that I don't need to go to any, And, you know, it's also about how you portray yourself and how you carry yourself. You would sit here and think that my club is always full. It's not. It's not. I got slow days, slow weeks, but you'll never know. Yeah, and that's just the way business is.
It's a Brandon.
Yeah. There's days that people decide that, oh, well, let's go to this place instead. It happens. You can't have your place full. There's places in Accra and around the world that have just one day in the entire week that people go there. And there's places that have 2 days, places that have 3 days, and there's places that have 0. They're just on the brink of closing down. Because also in the economy, the situation of our economy right now does not allow you to spend on things that aren't essential. The most important thing to a citizen or somebody who's Ghanaian going through this phase that we're going in is your basic necessities, your food, your shelter, your clothing. And
then they spend the excess on.
Yeah, I mean, how many people have the luxury to spend on entertainment right now?
Yeah.
A bottle of champagne right now, the cheapest bottle of champagne you find in a nightclub now, if you get a table, is 2,000 cedis.
That's someone's salary.
Yeah, so 5 people are going to sit and contribute 400 each? A lot of people cannot spend on or not anymore, especially because of the state of our economy. So,
Do you think we are gradually drifting from the enclosed club space to lounges, to open lounge?
yeah.
And is that the reason why you did Oasis?
No, so I just wanted both.
Okay.
At the time when I did Oasis is 6 years old. Oasis, I opened Oasis.
Just recently. Feels like yesterday.
Yeah, 2019. Yeah, Oasis 2019, so it's 5 years old. The club is a little older. And I just did another one called La Maison.
Yeah, La Maison.
Yeah, it's a restaurant.
Restaurant.
Yeah. It also has both. It has indoor dining and has an outdoor space as well. I just like to have both, so that you can give people different types of experiences. You see, I spoke about experiences a lot. Sometimes people want to go and sit by the pool and have a different experience, and sometimes people want to be in the club and jam. I just wanted to provide people with.
But how's the feeling? How different is it?
You have to come. I can't tell you. You have to come and feel it.
Okay, I've been wanting to ask you this question. A couple of people I've spoken to before, or went on the streets, say that your Onyx Club bouncers do not joke at all. They are really wild, such that like you've had complaints about people not being able to access your club because the bouncers are always on their neck and stuff like that.
I used to hear these things 4 years ago, but not anymore.
It's still there.
Because after COVID, a lot of things changed. Before COVID, you had to pay to go into a club. After COVID, that ended. And the crazy thing is, the reason why I started the label with all these artists was I told my accountant to dedicate every money that anybody pays to go into the club to finance the music, the artists on the label, so their videos, their promo. So in the beginning, everything that you saw that we were doing for the artists, from Sefa to whoever, was coming from people paying money to go into the clubs. That's what financed that. So my music financed the event company and the club. Then the club started making money. So we took money that the club was making and invested it into a record label, the artists. We took money from the club, invested it into another one, Oasis. Oasis made money, we invested it into La Maison. So anytime we invest, we take the money that we make, the profit we make, and invest it in something else. So after COVID, people stopped paying to go into nightclubs. First off, because there were restrictions. And you still, as a business, you still need to encourage people to come. So a lot of people started saying, we don't charge anymore. So we stopped charging. And a lot of people had to be lax with dressing, the dress code.
Yes.
So after COVID, we haven't been very heavy on what you wear and who you are. A lot of things had to change because people also started gravitating towards just wanting to be in the lounge and chilling. And then after that, can I go to the club? You can't say, what you're wearing, you can't go to the club because you want to provide the experience, and the company also has to make money in those hard times we're going through at the time. So things became very chill. It's still very high end, but it's very chill now.
You're in the same space or the same compound with Reggie. Does it affect each other?
No, so Reggie's the one who actually introduced me to get the property. And Reggie doesn't run a lounge anymore. He just sells food.
Oh.
So he works during the day and at night. I work only at night. I don't work during the day, and I work only 3 times a week. Reggie works every day. So it's not a lounge or a club. His place is not a lounge or a club where you go and dance and buy drinks. No, none of that.
So the after work now sells only food?
Yeah, there's no after work anymore.
There's no after work anymore. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so let's move from nightclub to national issues.
Okay.
Why are you sighing?
Elections are
Don't
coming.
worry. So recently, I know Michaël Blackson is your friend.
Yeah.
Is he still your friend though?
Very good friend
Okay.
of mine.
So
Yeah.
we've heard his concerns on social media. In fact, when he started talking, you came to mind. I'm like, why is the black not talking some for him?
I talk a lot. I tweet about national issues a lot on my social media platforms, especially X, Twitter.
What do you make of his situation?
Let me just break something down for you.
Yeah.
If your cousin came from America last year to Ghana with $50,000 and says, I want to invest in Ghana. I want to invest in stocks and bonds. And they say, okay, yeah, cool. You get 30% interest every year. If you do the math, last year, the dollar was at 11 cities. So that's 550. I saw this online and it made so much sense to me. You made 550,000, you get 550,000 Ghana cities. You give it to the bank. At the end of the year, you get your 30%. Let's do the math quickly. 50% of 550,000 is how much? 275, right? So 30% will be like 200K, right? So 200K added to the 550 as your interest that you made. How much is that? 750. So after the year is over, you go, the bank gives you your 750,000 today. Change it to dollars. You know how much you get? $46,000. That means your money that you brought from America, that you put in the bank and got 30% off. When you change it back to the dollar that you brought, you actually made a loss. So why will foreign people come and invest in Ghana at this point with foreign currency? I mean, there's no foreign investments. Michaël Blackson came with dollars. First of all, he made a loss because look at where the dollar has gone. And then now they're saying you have to wait for 15 years. Ha. This is just an explanation that I made so that the regular person who's watching this can understand what Michaël Blackson just wrote angrily, and you probably will not understand till you listen to what I just said. But how is that right? It's not. What do you have to say?
All I can say is, hey.
You know, and then he came and invested some of the money that he brought in a house. He bought a house in East Legon and invested in a school. And said, oh, the money I'll be getting from this investment in stocks and bonds is what I'll use to finance a school for kids. The kids don't pay school fees, it's free. So now if you're telling him, now you can't access your money, even the interest safe, you're not getting it. And then the money that you put there, you can't even say, I'm taking it out. I mean, you can't even say that. How's the school going to run? The school that the government isn't doing. What the government is supposed to do hasn't been done. Somebody's come and done it. And now the money that he's going to use to finance for that project to continue going on. And also unlucky.
And the school is even running for free.
Yeah. But you have to pay teachers, you have to pay maintenance, you have to pay feeding, you have to pay a lot of stuff. So he decided, oh, I'll take the money from here and invest it in the school. But now he doesn't have access to that money anymore. And you're fine.
It's a sad distance.
And this is not political talk. This is this is just being real about the situation.
This particular subject has made me, really emotional, but I have to go on with this. Anyways, let's move away from that and move to another sad topic, which is the current protest happening. We've seen and heard that some people are currently in the confines.
About 30-something people.
Yes.
Yeah.
the police station and all of that. They've been refused bail.
Have the police put out any statement?
Yeah, they put out initial statement, but not to like the recent updates where they've been to court and then they've been out for they have to serve on remand for some 2 weeks. They haven't spoken on that yet.
I think it's a terrible situation. Last year, I showed up at one of the protests at 37. It was a Sunday, and there was thousands of people. This didn't happen, so I'm really surprised. We're in a country where freedom of speech, especially by the youth, should be free for everyone. I asked if the police had put out a statement because I really don't know the reason behind them being arrested. I've looked everywhere, I look on social media, and I don't see any particular reason why the police have arrested youth for demonstrating. And
actually, some of them said they were even bystanders. Like, I'm waiting for a car.
I saw a pregnant woman and her husband who said they were just filming and then they got picked up. That's why I'm asking, have the police released a statement? Because, okay, we're listening to social media commentary. What exactly is the police saying?
So their argument is that because the protests became violent and then there were people burning party banners and stuff like that.
See,
so
politics
a
always,
property.
Politics will always, I know there's people who are protesting, who are not protesting because of any party affiliations. But politics will always mar some of these things, You have 100 good nuts, and then you have like 20 bad that will spoil the whole action. Take it to the extreme. But I feel like the police are supposed to protect us, not intimidate and distress us. So I really pray and hope the right thing is done.
At this point, I think it's even beyond the police, though.
Why?
Well, for the fact that they can't do anything about the situation. It could be orders from above or something, so you never know.
Politics is a dirty game. I don't think I want to be involved in politics.
You'll be a tourism minister now.
Which party?
Independent
I don't really like politics. I've had the opportunity to, but
it will fit you.
In the beginning of the interview, I spoke about always making sure that you're passionate about what you do. Politics is not a field that I'm passionate about. Okay. I feel like, when you campaign for a position, you give all sorts of promises. Sometimes you might have good intentions. But then when you're not able to fulfill those, you become a liar. And it's not to your family. It's not to your close friends. It's to people that you don't even know. You promised them that you would do this and you didn't execute. I never want to be in that position. That's why because sometimes it might be beyond your reach. You might say you do this and you do that and you do that. But everybody has a boss. And something has to happen for something to happen for you to get access to do those things that you promised. And if one of those steps are pulled out and that thing doesn't happen, you made the promise, not the person above you. Yeah. So then you are the one that's being called a liar. Different reasons, for different reasons, some of these things might not happen. And you took responsibility for making sure this happened, and you disappointed the people. And I think I'm too young, Seth, to even put that wahala on my shoulders.
Like, what's the worst rumor you've heard about yourself?
The worst rumor. There's plenty.
The one that shook you to the core.
None has shook me to the core because I know what industry I'm in.
Okay, say two of them. Two of it.
you know, in showbiz, when you speak negativity, people will run with it. So if I say something now,
Say it. We beg. We want to.
I don't want it to be the headline.
It won't be the headline.
Or
But there's one rumor I want to ask you.
yeah, you can ask me.
So have you heard a have you ever heard, okay, let me say it, let me not mince words. I have heard, or it's actually a popular assertion, and this is about your rap. They say you don't know how to rap well.
Yeah, I've heard it so many times.
How does that make you feel?
So I'll answer it very
diplomatically.
So this is my 15th year of being in the music industry. When I first started making music, I was making hip-hop music. I was rapping in English. I was the first artist to win hip-hop song of the year in this country. There was no category like that. VGME had to create the category when I became a popular artist, because the music I was making was not hip life music, and there was no Afrobeats. So it was hip life song of the year, high life song of the year. When I came on the scene,
you were doing Brofosem.
Yeah, I was rapping in purely English. I was nominated for the BET Awards, MTV Best Rapper,
that's true.
Hip Hop Song of the Year at the VGMAs. So, if award shows and television networks and bigger than life, things that we dream about when we're coming up, say D Black, you're top 10 in Africa, D Black, you have the best hip hop song. Why should I care what
others are saying?
Not others, people who are not rapping, people who don't have a successful career in this field that we are in, are saying, if I've been able to be successful at what I do that you say you don't like, I've been able to be successful at it and put food on the table for myself and my family, build businesses, be successful, win awards, perform all over the world from the age of 24 till now. If I've been able to do that with this rap that you say is not nice. No?
I've been holding myself. They even added Payday to the list.
And I think Payday is an incredible rapper. If you say, and sometimes I look at some of the greatest people in the world in showbiz.
Yeah.
And I see them say similar stuff about them.
Yeah.
So who am I? What didn't they say about Michael Jackson? What haven't they said about Jay-Z?
Kevin Hart, this one is not funny.
Yeah, I meet people, Kevin Hart is top 3 for me. I meet people and they say, how? Him. But that's the most successful comedian in the world. So I'm just saying this to tell you that in anything that you do, be passionate and do it from here. And God will bless you.
Amen.
The opinions of others. You know how many people told me, I went to university and I studied economics. My mother told me to go and work in a bank, to go and find a job and to do this. But other people said the same thing. Charlie, which kind of rap? English rap for Ghana here. You know, go be I beg. This is your 2x4 rap or you put the rap for here. The rappers, the American people, they said all of this. But when I look back on that 20-some-year-old boy that decided to do this, and I look at myself now, next year I'll be 38.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm 37 now. I'll be 38 next year.
OG.
I'll clap for myself.
Damn well.
You know, so the opinions of others doesn't really. And in this industry, without tough skin, you can't survive. Expect it. If people don't talk about you, you are nobody. That was the chorus of my first song.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, and it's
Don't
still
talk
here.
about you when you ain't nobody.
Yep. So expect it.
Okay. So before we wrap up, quick one. What are the current projects that you're running with?
There's a singer that I want you guys to look out for. He's called Paul Noun. Follow him on social media. I think out of all the guys, like the males that I've signed, he's my favorite. Joey B was my favorite, but this guy's amazing. And he's currently going through artist development. His first song will drop in about 2 months. Amazing guy.
Okay.
I have a gospel song coming out too, with Joyce Blessing and Kwabna Kwabna. I released a song at my church,
Wow.
Action Chapel, in 2 months or so.
Oh, okay. You attend Action Chapel.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I have 2 albums done. One Afrobeats, very commercial, and then one back to the basics, hip hop rap as well.
Okay. Deep Black, I have a lot of questions, but
Go
my
on, go
producer is on my neck.
We'll do part 2.
But before I go, I have another one last question to ask you. Deep Black, please, are you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
And I've never been married. When I came into the music industry, I was in a relationship. So I was in a relationship from when I was 22 to when I was almost 30. So I've been single for about 7, 8 years.
Oh, okay. So the lady you bought the ring for,
That's
she's
the
the
mother
mother
of-
of your children.
How do you know I bought the ring for
Oh,
someone?
but it was all over you.
That's the mother of my kids, and she was, she's the most supportive person in my life.
Oh, okay.
You know, when I first started, she used to go studio with me. So, my year cool, no.
I don't know, worry.
Oh, we're friends now. Like we're very, very good friends, and we're co-parented very well. And
You live together.
no, we don't. We live about 10 minutes away from each other.
Damage.
Yeah. Yeah. So my kids live there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I live by myself. But yeah, that's like my,
Party.
yeah.
Are you looking to get married anytime?
When I'm 40, I have 3 more years. I'm looking for a wife. Don't use this as your caption.
You are looking for a wife. I'm not sure you are. But just say you are spouse for choice.
At the right time, God will give me the right time.
Hey! Okay, any last words for your fans out there?
Look out for the new project. There's 2 albums, actually 2 EPs, and then look out for Paul Noun as well. Look out for the single with Joyce Blessing and Kwabna Kwabna. It's called Amazing Grace. Yeah.
That's a cliche.
Amazing Grace. You like the song?
Okay, I'm sure I will. We can't wait for it. Like the combination is crazy, you know. So yeah.
Gospel, high life, hip hop.
All in one.
Yeah, high life, Kwabna Kwabna, gospel, Joyce Blessing.
Yes. And you know, Kwabna Kwabna also does some bit of gospel motivational there as well. Okay, I don't want this interview to end, but unfortunately, it has to end though, because my producer is on my neck. And yes, here's where we draw the curtains on this episode of Talkertainment on Ghanaweb TV. It has been a great one. I hope you enjoy it too. We come your way another time. Until then, stay blessed. My name is Elsie Lamar. Stay blessed and we are out.
All right. That's a good one.
Yep.
Hey, if it's not you.